You was my brother, Charlie. You should have looked out for me a little bit. You should have taken care of me just a little bit so I wouldn't have to take them dives for the short-end money.
Well, I had some bets down for you. You saw some money.
You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody. Instead of a bum, which is what I am. Let's face it.
Method acting, defined as the technique in which actors deeply immerse themselves into their characters by using personal emotions, experiences, and psychology to enhance their performances. It emphasizes a realistic and emotionally truthful portrayal by connecting the actor's own life with that of the character. While some of the best overall acting can come from the practice, these stories will leave you wondering if it was really even worth the risk. Starting with Miranda Priestly. For her portrayal of the icy and arrogant fashion editor Miranda Priestly in The Devil Wears Prada, 2006, Meryl Streep earned an Oscar nomination for Best Actress. Remarkably, she embodied the character off camera as well. In a 2021 oral history of the film with Entertainment Weekly, co-stars Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway shared that Streep's real-life interactions with them sometimes mirrored the diva-like relationship they had on screen. Blunt noted, "Meryl is usually so gregarious and fun, but she had to distance herself for the role, and I think it wasn't easy for her." Streep confirmed this, admitting that her time on set became so draining that she gave up on method acting afterward. "It was awful. I was miserable in my trailer while everyone else was laughing and having fun. I got so depressed. I thought, well, that's the price you pay for being the boss. That was the last time I ever tried method acting." Unlike Meryl Streep, Khloe Kardashian went as far as performing a real sex act. When Khloe Kardashian performed an unsimulated fellatio scene with her The Brown Bunny co-star and former partner Vincent Gallo, who also wrote and directed the film, it sparked widespread controversy. Although Kardashian has stated she has no regrets, the aftermath was challenging for her to navigate. In an interview with W Magazine, Kardashian revealed that the scene had a negative impact on her personal life. "It hurt me in a lot of ways. Some relationships have struggled because of it. And of course, my mom and I don't discuss it." Would you eat a live cockroach for a movie role? I doubt that. 2 years before his role as Sailor Ripley in Wild at Heart, 1990, Nicolas Cage starred in Vampire's Kiss, a film that later became a cult classic. In it, Cage portrayed Peter Lowe, a mentally unstable literary agent who believes he's been bitten by a vampire. Cage fully committed to the role, even refusing to fake a scene where Peter eats a live cockroach. Reflecting on the moment, Cage admitted, "Every muscle in my body didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway." Like Claus Kinsky, Daniel Day-Lewis is famous for going to extreme lengths to fully embody his characters. For his Oscar-winning role as Christy Brown, an artist with cerebral palsy, in My Left Foot, 1989, Day-Lewis never left his wheelchair during filming. His dedication continued in Gangs of New York, 2002, where Day-Lewis reportedly stayed in character both on and off set. According to sources, despite a severe storm, he refused to wear a modern coat because it wouldn't be period accurate. This decision ultimately led to him developing pneumonia. Imagine walking around with broken glass in your shoes for a movie role. Billy Bob Thornton's Sling Blade has earned its place as a beloved cult classic, in no small part due to Thornton's intense commitment to his role as the mentally disabled Carl Childers. Thornton paid meticulous attention to every aspect of the character, even going so far as to put crushed glass in his shoes to ensure Carl's walk was more awkward and consistent throughout the film. This level of dedication helped bring authenticity to the performance, cementing Sling Blade and Thornton's portrayal as unforgettable. Christian Bale isn't the only actor who pushed his body to the brink for a role. He had a notable predecessor in Adrien Brody. The 6 feet 1 inch actor dropped to a dangerously thin 130 pounds for his portrayal of pianist Władysław Szpilman in Roman Polanski's 2002 film The Pianist, a performance that earned him an Academy Award. Brody's dedication to the role was both personal and professional. Reflecting on the experience in an interview with SF Gate, he said, "Spielman survived this and made his experiences available to the world. Playing a real person, you have the obligation to do it the right way. During the time I was starving myself, the thing I found most comforting was playing the music. It calmed me and, to some degree, distracted me from my own loneliness during that time." The question of whether Heath Ledger's intense portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight contributed to his untimely death remains a topic of debate. In an interview with the New York Times, Ledger himself revealed the toll his work had taken on him. "Last week, I probably slept an average of 2 hours a night. I couldn't stop thinking. My body was exhausted and my mind was still going." Despite widespread rumors linking his performance to his passing in January 2008, Ledger was actually filming the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus at the time. His sister, Kate Ledger, has consistently refuted the idea that his role in The Dark Knight played a part in his death. "I was really shocked because that was him having fun," she said in response to the rumors. "Every report was saying he was depressed and that the role was taking a toll on him, but it was the exact opposite. It couldn't be more wrong." Relegating Claus Kinsky to the ranks of mere method acting feels almost quaint considering the extremes he reached for nearly every role he played. His on-screen madness became the stuff of legend, especially during the filming of Fitzcarraldo. Kinsky's behavior was so volatile that a couple of the Peruvian natives working as extras allegedly offered to kill him for director Werner Herzog. According to Herzog, he declined the offer, but only because he needed Kinsky to finish the film. Similarly, on the set of Crawl Space, Kinsky dove so deeply into his role as a deranged former Nazi that he frequently started fights and caused chaos on set, nearly getting himself fired in the process. His commitment was as notorious as it was terrifying. In 1975, Pier Paolo Pasolini shocked the world with Salo, or The 120 Days of Sodom, which infamously featured a banquet of feces, though the feast was actually just chocolate. But even that pales in comparison to what Divine, the stage name of Harris Glenn Milstead, did in 1972's Pink Flamingos. Divine ate real dog poop, fresh from a canine, right off the street. As Divine later revealed, "I followed that dog around for 3 hours just zooming in on its asshole." After filming the notorious scene, Milstead grew paranoid and called a Baltimore emergency room to inquire about the potentially harmful effects of ingesting dog waste. It was a shocking act of commitment, a one-of-a-kind moment in cinematic history, and one not likely to be repeated anytime soon. Actor Malcolm McDowell was nearly as much of a perfectionist as director Stanley Kubrick, but his dedication to multiple takes of physically demanding scenes sometimes had dire consequences. During the infamous forced viewing sequence in A Clockwork Orange, real eye doctors were involved to ensure safety. Despite these precautions, McDowell suffered serious injuries, including a scratched cornea and, more alarmingly, temporary blindness. This was all a result of having his eyes propped open for an extended period during the intense scene. Since his early days as a Disney kid, Shia LaBeouf has transformed into a remarkably dedicated method actor. While his decision to have real, on-screen sex in Lars von Trier's Nymphomaniac garnered attention, it pales in comparison to the lengths he went to for his role in Fury, 2014. As LaBeouf recounted to Days Digital, "I pulled my tooth out, knifed my face up, and spent days watching horses die. I didn't bathe for 4 months." His extreme commitment to his craft exemplifies the lengths some actors will go to in pursuit of authenticity in their performances. Christian Bale, who made his feature debut in 1987's Mio in the Land of Faraway, has always been known for pushing the boundaries of his craft. However, in 2004's The Machinist, he took it to an extreme that nearly approached the brink of mortality. In the weeks leading up to production, Bale reportedly subsisted on just a can of tuna and an apple each day. His co-star Michael Ironside recalled a particularly alarming encounter. "I came to work one day and I heard, 'Psst, Michael,' from behind one of the cabanas. I went over and it was Chris. He said, "Can you look at this?" Then he turned and dropped his overalls, revealing that he was naked underneath. The muscles in his ass had literally dropped out of the sockets of his hips. I said, "You've gone beyond body fat, and now you're into actual muscle tissue, and things are being affected." Despite the toll it took on his body, Bale persevered and received widespread critical acclaim for his haunting performance in the film. The question still remains, do you think it's worth it?